So this is a figure that we knew was coming. I knew that it was coming before the teaser was posted. Uh, um, in the beginning of the year, Hot Toys they announced the licenses that they acquired. Captain America: Brave New World was one of them, so it was obvious to me which were the ones that would be made. Um, I think maybe this would be it for for this movie. These are the two most obvious figures that were announced. Um, everyone is very excited to have a new Hulk 2.0 or 3.0, whatever that is. Um, I First of all, for huge figures like Red Hulk and that Venom from the video game, that's massive. That is in six scale, could be like the same size as a quarter scale figure. Generally, is not for me, just because that it takes up so much space in the collection. So I tend to avoid big figures. Um, that's just me. But when this figure was announced, if I ignore the fact that this is not for me, I think this looks like a really cool figure. I can see the likeness to Harrison Ford in many of these photos. So this is the Hong Kong Hot Toys eShop page, and the price of this is about 2.5k Hong Kong, which is about 320 US dollars. If I just go to Sideshow, this would be their markup brings this to 390 US dollars. So we're just going to go through some photos here. Um, Now, I'm not a fan of these joints. I think this instantly just kind of puts me off the figure straight away. The joints on the shoulder and the knees just look awful, and you can see on the foot as well. If you can look past that, I guess it's it looks okay, but most of us have a problem with these. For me, I want to have the figure to look as realistic as possible, so I would like to see as little seam lines as possible. I think at a minimum, I can make do with wrist seams, because there's really no way around the hand separation with the hands being connected to the pegs. But that's why I gravitate towards figures that usually have the clothing to um, hide away these joints. With figures that have exposed bodies, it's difficult, such as the Predator. Um, but aside from that, I think this figure looks pretty cool. I really like the facial expressions. Um, I think they've done a really good job with the hair and the skin texture. It's really cool with the veins popping out. I think it's really good detail with the body. Um, the the clothing, with just the shorts, look pretty good. I've seen the movie. To me, I think it's decent. Not the best, not the worst of the Marvel movies. Probably worth a watch once. I don't think you'll be watching it too many times. So this figure comes with two head sculpts: a screaming head sculpt and a angry one with the closed mouth, clenched teeth. We're just going to run through some photos here. Um, I don't know how many people would be really into this line. I don't expect it to be hugely popular. I think this is a great shot if you get both of them. Um, I don't know, maybe there's a few people that I've seen on Reddit to say that they would only get maybe like this Red Hulk to stand on its own, but for some of these figures, I really think that it looks better when you get two pieces that complement each other. So uh, for me, if I was to get a red Hulk, I think it would look better to have the Captain America with it, and vice versa. Um, I know a lot of people like the Hulk. I was never too keen on owning a Hulk. The appeal would increase a lot more if this entire body was seamless. Again, as I said earlier, I don't really like the seam lines. The body is completely newly developed. You can see that there are some differences between these two. As you can see in this shot, that the texture of the skin looks really good. Uh, I think Hot Toys, they excel in certain areas such as the sculpted hair and the skin texture. Um, I wouldn't put Hot Toys as the best of the best in terms of 1/6 scale figure companies. I think uh, with the emergence of new competition such as InArt, um, and now J&D are venturing into 6 scale, and Jazz Inc. are venturing into 6 scale. To me, the proven top competition is InArt. I think with Hot Toys, generally, from my opinion, they range from not so good to great, but they tend to be kind of in the middle somewhere, producing generally good stuff. Whereas I think InArt, their best figures, uh, in my opinion, they exceed Hot Toys's generally. But Hot Toys, where they excel, is their consistency to bring out good product. Um, Here in this shot, I really like the teeth here. I think it's really well done. So the face, the head, upwards, the top half looks really good. The bottom half maybe is not so amazing. Both head sculpts are done really well. I can see Harrison Ford. Here you can see, newly developed body. It says here. Looks quite good, as I was saying. So there's not much to really talk about with this figure. So I'm going to be ending this soon with some closing comments. I believe, firstly, like the biggest comment I would have to make is the price. It is quite expensive for what it is. I think mostly the cost is in the new body mold that Hot Toys are trying to recoup with. I mean, like you don't get much at all, really, just from this shot alone. You just get in. The least that you would expect is the extra head sculpt, but you only get minimal change of hands. I only wish that the saving grace for this figure would have been to have this somewhere a bit cheaper. Um, this is kind of the same price as the Feral Predator, I believe, but you don't get as much stuff. So it's hard for me to justify this purchase even if I was really into this figure, but luckily I'm not. But I'm glad for people who are interested that this got announced. Uh, Certainly, there'll be some shelf presence, but if you are someone who doesn't have a huge collection, then this would be okay. But I don't think this is, um, the greatest value. So, as I always say, I categorize figures into good value, fair value, and overpriced. So, I would have to say that this leans towards overpriced. Um, not a bad figure by any stretch of the means, but I think it's passable. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to this channel, and I hope to see you again.